Alright. Just about ready to get going here. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Just making sure the mic works. Alright. Alright, hello, and we are here for Season 1, Race 15 of my F1 2020 My Team Career Mode, Italian Grand Prix, Jaguar Racing F1 team. This session's only going to include the race because I was watching the UFC card tonight, or at least the back half of the UFC card. I just wanted to see the main event. Unfortunately, because Derek Lewis was in it, it ended pretty quickly, so it's good. So did qualifying already, qualified P4, no, P5 actually, P5, behind the Ferraris in the front row, so the Tifosi should be very happy, and the Mercedes in the second row. Much like Belgium, Italy is a track that I go very well at, so I'm looking to do very well. Yeah, so there's that. R&D, I purchased a minor aerodynamic upgrade. Still sort of... I'm still kind of annoyed that even with our upgrades, we're still like the second or third worst team, and I guess it's more so to my upgrade speed is not on par with everyone else's, but hopefully we can improve that over time. Email-wise, actually got 2 important emails. First one, weather's good, no problems there. First one was regarding Kimi Raikkonen's retirement, which I feel like is something that's happened in every season so far, or at least of the people that I've seen play the game. The common theme is that Kimi Raikkonen retires after the first season. So yeah, that's happening. So there will be an open seat at Alfa Romeo for Season 2. And then, predictably, we've got some technical regulation changes coming up for multiple departments, which we will find out presumably next week or the week after, in the next race or the race after that. So there you go. And we are all set to go. And my new rival is Leclerc. It got asked the rivalry question, and it was a choice between the Ferrari drivers, Verstappen and Bottas, which are both difficult, and I felt like it didn't give me... I was hoping it would give me another, like, sort of medium choice, but it didn't really do that, so just sort of stuck, I guess, with one of these guys, and I picked Leclerc because he's done the worst so far out of the 4 options that were available. So, that being said, let's get straight into the Italian Grand Prix.
It's time for the Italian Grand Prix once again, here at the beloved and iconic Autodromo Nazionale di Monza. With the lowest downforce and drag of any circuit in the season, expect to see drivers making the most of the slipstream effect here today. With top speeds up to 215 miles per hour and an average lap speed of around 155 miles per hour, Monza's reputation as one of the fastest circuits in the sport is well earned. We have 11 corners on this 3.6-mile track, with the best overtaking chance coming into the heavy braking zone of the Turn 1 chicane. Now, Anthony Davidson, I wonder, might we be in for some early pit stops today from the midfield teams, or trying to put some pressure on, or disrupting things for the leaders up front?
If you're in the middle of the pack, you know, you got your own race to run, I don't think they're going to be thinking about causing trouble up front. However, closer to the head of the pack, don't be surprised to see some split strategies. If you're running second and third, for example, bringing one car in for an undercut while leaving the other one out there longer can put a lot of pressure on the leader and maybe force them into an error.
With the race minutes away from starting, here's what today's grid rundown looks like. Charles Leclerc lines up on pole position, with Sebastian Vettel starting alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Bottas, Hamilton, the owner driver, and Verstappen, Albon, Sainz, Gasly, and Esteban Ocon. Norris, Giovinazzi, Lance Stroll, and Raikkonen, Kvyat, Perez, Romain Grosjean, and Daniel Ricciardo. They've taken a grid penalty. Magnussen, Russell, Calderon, and Nicholas Latifi. Which of these talented drivers will come out on top today?
So you would have noticed there that, well, there was one grid penalty, but it doesn't really affect us because we qualified ahead of Ricciardo. But once again, the Racing Points, fourth best team on the grid, if you go by the performance chart. But in qualifying, they just didn't show up, I guess. I don't know what's going on with those guys. They should be doing, this should be comfortably, you know, right around, you know, 9th, 10th, 8th in that area.
The team are expecting a lot after your podium last race. Concentrate on getting into the points and push on from there.
But they're not getting there, for whatever reason. Anyway, race strategy. Typically a one stop in Italy, and that hasn't changed here. Soft to medium sounds good to me.
Right, let's get the car up to temperature on this lap. We're learning the gears, so go through them all if you can.
And of course, we typically use the overtake button to get some good starts off the launch. And considering how far ahead we are up in the grid, we could have a chance to take the lead coming out of turn 1. Or coming out of that first chicane. It'll be close, but I think we can do it. Sort of be like actually a very similar situation to what we had in not Monaco, Belgium, where we started. I think it was 7th, I want to say. 5th or 7th.
No rain expected for the time being. Okay, our main competitors in this race are Hamilton and Verstappen.
Yeah, so we were able to get a bunch of positions in the first turn. Belgium, we'll see if the same thing can happen here at Monza.
Sorry? No, don't do that. What good would that do? We can't do anything to the car, and we have a race to get on with. Do not try to come in. Just form up on the grid, okay?
That was my fault. I went to change it to bridge mix in preparation for the start, and I just pressed the wrong button. Or pushed the wrong button. What you know what I mean. That was not intentional, is the bottom line. As we see some ghosting on the way to the grid as I yawn. Alright, our entire race is pretty much going to be determined on how well we can get off the line here.
Be patient and watch for the lights.
Can we beat Mercedes and the Ferrari into turn 1? We embarrassed Ferrari at their home Grand Prix in the opening corner. Lights out and away we go. Great start, there we go. We're going to split the Mercedes, we're going to try to anyway. Vettel is leaving the door wide open for a 3-wide lunge, and not quite. Vettel left that door wide open, and I went to take it, but then he also closed it up very quickly. Ooh, switch to the inside. Very tight, very tight, very tight. And we power into the lead with Vettel right behind us. That was a better move, to switch down and make it 3 wide. Brake hard, squeeze them out. Easy as you like.
We're looking good so far.
Now, can we hold this lead? I don't know. But right now, we are in the lead of the Italian Grand Prix after a stellar start. I want to send a message to the top teams. How you do it, beat them both into turn 1 on the first lap as Vettel inches closer in his Ferrari, and their engine's one of the best on the grid, so that's no surprise. Vettel's going to be coming hard here. He's at the fastest lap, but we're more worried about battling Vettel. Of course, we're helped by the fact that there's no DRS at this point. Vettel gets that exit. It gives us a chance to get some space. The distance indicator there might be wrong, so I think Vettel is definitely not right behind us. Let's see if it updates here.
That was the fastest lap
Yeah,
of the
we're
race.
more than
Keep
1
this
second
up.
ahead of him. I could have taken turn 1 a little better. Notice on this the practice sessions, I was breaking a little too deep into the first chicane. That's a bit better. And the goal is to just get out of DRS range of Vettel. Hope that Leclerc starts battling him. Obviously, at this rate, Vettel won't have DRS. But Leclerc will. Should be interesting to see. Vettel comes under attack from his teammate. yeah, comes under attack from his teammate. Fastest, no, not quite the fastest lap of the race.
You're increasing the gap on the car behind by 0.5 per lap.
No pass attempt made by Leclerc on that lap.
We advise moving to mix 2, fuel to mix 2.
I will, don't worry. Our pit stop window is at lap 11. Leclerc is definitely close to Vettel, but he's just not, for whatever reason, able to make the pass. He's close enough, he's in DRS range, he just can't get it done. Might finally get some battling there. Yes, they do. Leclerc going side by side, and that's what we wanted. That's what we were looking for. So that allows us to gain some time, especially when they're going side by side through those tight chicanes, as Vettel puts Leclerc almost all the way to the grass. Leclerc is going to be able to get second place. So he'll likely come back under attack from Vettel. Now, Vettel will have the advantage of DRS, and Leclerc will not. We could have taken that chicane a little better. I think I was too distracted. Looking back, what the Ferraris were potentially doing. Should be focused on the road ahead. And we will see this time if Vettel can fight back, or if Leclerc is going to sail away in second place.
We're leading our teammate by 16.5 seconds.
Vettel is very close to Leclerc.
issues with tyre wear for now.
Vettel might be
Keep
a
taking care
shot
of
to
them.
make a move. He's making a move. Another battle per second is brewing. I think Vettel got Leclerc before they even got to the chicane. Now that's a power move by Vettel, if I've ever seen one. Just had the speed to blow by his teammate before they even got to the chicane. Be a seesaw battle with Ferraris all race long. Excuse me. If it is managing at certain parts of the track to put a little distance between himself and Leclerc, but it's not enough to break the DRS range. It's just not enough.
We're approaching the pit window. You'll be on the mediums.
Give me 1 second here. Sorry about that. I had to respond to a text message. Alright. And back to the action. Ooh, and I think, oops. Ferraris? Okay, I know what happened. I was looking back and I saw what happened to one of the Ferraris. It looked like one of them disappeared, but turns out they were going side by side, and I was seeing there were two still there, but looked like they were just one car. They were so close together. Vettel still has the edge over Leclerc, still able to fend him off. Pit window is coming up. Yep, there they go again. Leclerc and Vettel side by side. Looks like Vettel's just gonna get the edge once again. And successfully defends from his teammate. Yeah, and that, again, that's what we need. We just need to hope that, just keep doing what we're doing and hope those guys behind us just keep fighting each other for those positions.
We want to pit this lap, so push now.
Ferrari side by side again, and we're going to take a quick pause here, do a quick save, and I'll be right back as I have to check something very quickly. Sorry about that little break. Just wanted to just check on my dog. She check on our dog, I should say. She I guess had to go to the bathroom, and she got let out. Just want to make sure she went back to bed, all safe and comfortable and whatnot. Always want to make sure your dog is comfortable. Yep. Like I just said, I just had to take a pause just to make sure the dog is all comfortable, ready for bed. She was just out, so there you go. She's doing good now. She's getting ready for bed. Or she is in bed. She's a cute little dog. But anyway,
Okay, we can take you this lap.
pitting this time.
Only one stop to go. One stop left in this strategy. The pit window is open. Pit window currently open. Affirmative. Medium tyres at the next stop.
Into the pits we come, followed by Vettel and Hamilton. And we're all going on to these medium tires. And Verstappen comes in as well, as does one of the Renaults, from the looks of it.
Go now. Pit strategy complete. See these
There
tyres
we
through to the
go,
end now.
and crucially, we're going to have a little bit of a buffer with Magnussen right behind us. He's probably coming in this time, so I imagine he won't hold up Vettel too much.
We're not going to be able to run in this engine mode much longer. We're about a lap over target. Drop down to mix 2 soon.
We're about 3 seconds ahead of Vettel, roughly. Get that ERS in there. Alright, now it's time for Leclerc and Bottas and Albon to come into the pits. Where will they come out?
Tatiana is coming in for a stop. Gap to teammate behind is 4.7 seconds.
Looks like Vettel's just going to edge out Leclerc. That position. So you're now just over 3 seconds ahead of Vettel. Was nearly, not quite, but nearly broken the DRS barrier to Leclerc. But Leclerc
Okay, the gap behind is 3.0 seconds.
has broken the DRS barrier to Hamilton, crucially. So maybe now the Ferraris can start to scoot away and put a firm hold on second and third. But here is where things stand after the pit stops. Sainz actually managed to split the Red Bulls. Gasly and Lando Norris are in the top 10. And our teammates running in front of the two Williams. And that's where things stand right now. Now it's just run into the finish and try to maintain that gap. Once again, the Ferraris are so close that they should battle each other, which in theory will help us get away from them. no retirements as of yet. Ferraris go side by side once again. Apologies if I'm not saying much right now. There's not really a lot to talk about right now, to be honest. I mean, we're just, like I said, we're just trying to maintain the gap to the Ferraris, and we're just riding at this point. We're just riding. Trying to bring it home. Excuse me once again. Sorry about that. Late and tired. Just want to finish this race as... Now I am running standard mix. Should be noted.
The car behind is gaining on you by 5/10 a lap.
The Ferraris are really gaining time on us right now, and it's... Well, I say that, and then they go side by side into the first chicane, and I'm back almost up to 3 seconds ahead of them. And Claire retakes position. So yeah, as long as I just keep doing what I'm doing, should be okay here. The rich mix now. I just noticed that we're on a fast lap. we go. Fastest lap of the race. Uh-oh. Oh, is that Bottas
Okay,
again?
clear.
I think that's Bottas again. Hey, look. Yep. It's Bottas again. And Sainz just absolutely just pile drives him. Let's see if that brings out a safety car. Maybe it will, maybe it won't.
Okay, some information on Bottas. They're retiring from the race.
There it is, Bottas out of the Italian Grand Prix.
We advise moving to mix 2, fuel to mix 2.
Yep. I don't know what it is with Bottas. He has more race wins, believe it or not. He has more race wins in this season than Hamilton, especially earlier in the season. But for whatever reason, his car has had tons of mechanical problems throughout the entire
Yellow flag.
first season of this career mode. Whereas Hamilton has had virtually none. And I think the only time that Hamilton finished outside of the points was Belgium when there was that accident that sort of forced him to change his front wing, and then he put on another set of softs when they did that, and it sort of screwed up his whole strategy, and then he had to basically hit again and go back to the back of the pack under green. Well, other than that, Hamilton hasn't actually like DNF'd out of a race for whatever reason. He's finished all the races. Bottas has had like 4 DNFs at least, and that's really prevented him from being more of a title contender this deep in the season. He just hasn't had the luck of the car. The car has failed him like multiple times. I know if I were him, I'd be very, very frustrated. Because if Bottas horribly take that chicane, oh, that was bad. Bottas would absolutely be in a better position in the championship right now if those DNFs were at least cut in half. Not even all, if he, all of them were race actual finishes. If they were just cut in half, he would be in a much better position in the championship. He'd probably be a lot closer to Hamilton. Yeah, for whatever reason, the mechanics have decided who gets a retirement in a race and who doesn't. It's been really cruel to Bottas and very, friendly to Lewis Hamilton. Basically trying to say that I'd be very bitter if I was Bottas at this point.
be aware we expect the grip levels to start falling away soon. There's 5 laps of fuel remaining.
Might be entering some trouble here. Seems that Leclerc is closing. According to the indicator, the gap is now 1.4 seconds. So Leclerc still has Vettel inside his DRS range, so still hoping that the two Ferraris can continue their fight. Keep themselves preoccupied as we're now down to 4 laps to go.
There's 3 laps of fuel remaining.
Interesting that he says that as we come to 3 laps to go. He made a mistake. Now Leclerc is going to be closing in quickly.
At the moment, the car behind us is lapping faster than us by around 1 second per lap.
As Vettel looks to make a move. The gap slightly. Coming in 2 to go, the Ferraris are closing. Leclerc might be in DRS range. It might not matter for Leclerc. Vettel is challenging. Two Ferraris go at it again. But this time Vettel will emerge with the lead, or with the second place, I should say. As again, we just continue to try to bring this car home. What will be the second victory for myself and my team in the 2020 My Team Career Mode. Only realized now that I was in Ridge Mix for much longer than I need to be. We're under fueled.
There's only 1 lap of fuel remaining.
Lee mix it is. The rest of the lap.
This is your final lap of the race.
Should be able to get back on target. The Ferraris battle some more behind us. And they're really close now. Leclerc and Vettel are right there. We managed to pull away side by side. They just can't decide who's gonna be the one to attack, so they're just continuing to battle. And that's really been the key to this entire race, is keeping the gap to the Ferraris, make sure they're not DRS range. And we've done a pretty good job at that. As we just put the power down as we try to bring it home. Alright. It's all come easy, just got around this final corner. We are going to win our second race, and it's going to happen at the Italian Grand Prix.
Fantastic. You've
in
won
Monza.
the Grand Prix.
A nearly flawless performance here then, and a commanding victory. And talk to me. What do you think it was that sealed the win for them?
I feel like consistency was probably the key today. There's being quick, and then there's being quick lap after lap after lap. If you can do that, you can capitalise on other people's errors without making many of your own. And that's an approach that can push you a long way up the
comes
field.
home in fifth.
Well, I'm thoroughly exhausted after the excitement of that race, but I'm sure it's nothing compared to our drivers here. They've worked hard to make it up there, and it's great
Saw
to
my
see them
celebration
make
there.
their way out onto the podium.
Picked one of the Michael Schumacher celebrations. Sure, the Tifosi happy to see both their cars at the podium. I'm sure they wished one of them was on the top step.
Let's have a quick look at how the driver standings have changed. It's a great result for Lewis Hamilton, who moves further ahead at the top of the table. So, Anthony Davidson, who would you rank as your driver of the day?
Lance Stroll certainly put in an impressive performance today. No doubt his team and fans are extremely proud.
Let's move on to the constructors. The lead at the top comes down after a strong weekend from the challenging pack. And with that, we wrap up another weekend of motorsport. But with more races lined up, be sure to join us when we come back with more Formula One.
Alright, let's take a look. And then Lance Stroll, he deserved driver of the day. Taking that car from 13th to 6th, or 13th to 7th. It's certainly commendable. Certainly commendable. Take a look at the standings. Some movement going on. The DNF finally copped Bottas as he tumbles from 2nd to 5th in the championship standings. Again, just the inconsistencies have bitten him so hard. Right now you have Vettel and Leclerc and Verstappen all very close and all within, still behind Hamilton 2 races, roughly 2 race wins. But anything can happen. You never know when Hamilton will finally get that long-awaited retirement from a race. Could shake everything up. Constructors, nothing really moved. Everyone pretty much being stagnant at the moment. And there we go. That was the Italian Grand Prix.
So that was an exciting race from our perspective. Let's have yours. How are you feeling after that win? You gained a lot of positions during the race, didn't you? Things are looking up after last week, aren't they? You're surpassing all expectations. Can anything or anyone stop you? Great. Well, that's everything.
We have the lead in the rivalry over Leclerc, but I don't think that's going to last. $4.13 million, not too bad. All right. So let's fill up our activities for the week. Reaction training. We'll do that. We haven't thrown in an esports event, so why don't we do that? And then we'll add a 3-day event here. I guess we'll visit sponsor headquarters for the Singapore Grand Prix. Facilities-wise, now is when we make our next choice of what we would like to do. And I think I'll get everything up to level 1 on the powertrain by going with increasing fabrication capacity for up to two simultaneous developments, which will help us a lot. And yeah, so we'll go with that. They'll come out on the 12th of September, which is in the middle of the week. Insufficient funds. Sufficient funds. Sufficient funds. That's okay. We're doing pretty good. R&D. We should have the minor engine upgrade coming in for the next race. Any other upgrades we can get at the moment? Nothing quite yet. I could use more chassis upgrades, that's for sure. Aero, we do have one on the way. And power, we're pretty solid, actually. Actually, I only just noticed that, I guess Honda must have done a general upgrade because Red Bull has hopped up into the third best power unit on the grid. So, and right now, even with our upgrades still to come, we are clearly the best Renault power unit on the grid. Sponsorships, everything's looking good there. Finances, we're taking in about 1.1 million a week, which is good to see. You love to see it. You love to see it. Alright, so let's advance. Let's see what happens. Part comes in, that's good. There we go. It's all set. The Singapore Grand Prix, which we will do in the next one. Until then, see you around.